The Louvre Heist, how thieves stole history in just 7 minutes. Hey guys, welcome back to My Christian Tech on this, where we react to some strange and not so strange videos. Today we have quite an interesting video. I used to see these things in movies and here they are. I thought they were not real, but man, actually real.
This is real footage of a heist that took place yesterday at the Louvre. This is insane that this was actually pulled off. These burglars broke in using a bucket lift, the same thing that's used in construction. Let's take a look at the timeline of events on how this all unfolded. Sunday, October 19th, 2025. Yesterday, at around 9:30 a.m., the Louvre has already been open for 30 minutes, which makes all of this so much more embarrassing. The thieves arrive outside the museum with a mobile freight elevator, aka a cherry picker. In fact, this is a real photo of it. They get lifted up to a balcony window on the second floor. Now they break into that window into the Apollo Gallery. That hall houses the French crown jewels. Now using angle grinders, they force open a window and smash into 2 display cases, attempting to steal 9 historic pieces of jewelry belonging to French royalty. We're talking tiaras, necklaces, and earrings. Now one of the items was actually dropped during the escape from this entire heist. They did recover the crown because it was dropped, but it was damaged. This entire operation took just 6 minutes. Now once they got the items, they actually escaped on scooters that were waiting nearby. Scooters. Once they escaped, the Louvre shut down and was closed for the rest of the day. It is also closed today to preserve the crime scene. As of right now, there is a national manhunt for these thieves. They've got forensic teams on site looking for fingerprints or anything else that they can recover. But the total value of what was stolen has been deemed priceless, and I totally get that. This is so unfortunate because this is history. Let's go further on why this is so embarrassing. The Louvre isn't just the most famous museum in the world. It is the most secured museum in the world. So when a heist like this happens, it's not just a crime. This is global embarrassment for both the museum but also the French police. Here's why it's so frustrating. This has been labeled as a high-end professional job. But when you really zoom out at this entire plan, it is so much simpler than that. This wasn't some elite Mission Impossible style plan with inside hackers, laser grids. This was simply a massive security failure. Full stop. All these criminals did was slap on an outfit that a construction worker wears, entered through an outside window using a very visible cherry picker, smashed the display case, took the items, and escaped by a scooter. Where is this a high-end professional job? Calling it that makes it look less embarrassing.
This was a high-end professional job.
No, it wasn't. This was confidence and costume, a trend that we've seen on social media. You slap on a high-visibility vest, you carry a clipboard or even a ladder, and you walk with confidence. Make it seem like you're there to fix something. People do this all the time, whether it's at theme parks, getting backstage at a concert, or just access into buildings that they shouldn't be in. Nothing about this heist in Paris was high-end professional. It was just psychological and bold. And to frame it any other way takes away from the actual security flaw that happened. What I can say is through historic heists of art or high-valued items, it is highly unlikely any of these items will ever be seen again. It's very likely these aren't even in the country anymore. There's even potential that a lot of these items have already been melted down. And that's what's so heartbreaking about this. The French culture just lost some incredibly valuable things to it in a highly embarrassing way. The only thing that could have been more embarrassing is if they tried to enter using the 2 guys in a trench coat method.
Oh, this looks like a movie. I just can't believe it. And the way they pulled it off, it was really simple. You couldn't. Goodness gracious. And they said it was well guarded. What happened? What happened to the security? How did they pass security? How? What happened?
There is a real museum heist that happened in France today, and that might be the first time I've actually heard of a story like this happening, because usually that's just like for the movies, but like this actually happened. And it was a group of thieves that stole like a bunch of jewels and diamonds that belonged to Napoleon, and honestly, I think that's kind of dope, because you usually, like I said, you see this in movies, not actually in real life. And apparently how it happened was that they posed as workers, and they were like doing, I guess, maintenance work, right? And then they like stole the jewels, and they left without a trace. Like they did this in the middle of the day also. And it's actually mad impressive what they did, because considering with how much high-tech security and like cameras and all the people around, that they did this in the middle of the day without triggering any alarms. Like I cannot wait for this documentary that comes out in a few years, like of them explaining, how it happened, what went wrong, like how they get caught or if they don't get caught. Like I'm ready for it. Like, I can only imagine how complex their plan was to pull this off, because there are just so many layers that you have to get past and get through. Like the odds of you getting caught are like 99.9% chance. And with this whole thing though, there are a lot of uncertain things, but the one thing I know for sure is that somebody's getting fired, because there's no way that security team is staying there after you let this happen.
A lot of people are going to get fired to to be honest, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. How can you let this happen during day? And I know that a few years to come, there's going to be a movie about this. Wow.
Robbers disguised as construction workers just broke into the Louvre. Guys, never say never, anything is possible. These motherfuckers actually got away with France's crown fucking jewels. In broad daylight. I didn't think this kind of thing happened anymore. I mean, seriously, imagine the guy who came up with the idea. I can't think of a more daunting task than breaking into the Louvre at 9 a.m. But then again, that's probably why they were able to do it. I mean, everyone's thinking there's no way anyone would
Actually try to rob this place.
The statement that was put out said that what they stole was of immeasurable value.
Which basically means that if they can successfully sell it, their whole lineage will be set for life. Side note, and completely unrelated, the U.S. Treasury could use some construction work, and
I was thinking of volunteering my labor.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, if I was the security guard that was supposed to be working, I
Definitely wouldn't show up to work because, like, dude, no one's actually gonna try and rob this place, right? Someone's gotta check Nick Cage's location this last week because I've got a sneaking suspicion. In about 2 years, we will get the most legendary Netflix documentary
I know,
we've
right?
ever seen.
I know. In 2 years, we're going to get the most legendary movie on Netflix talking about this heist. Hey, these guys have made history. I know it's not funny, but they've made history. How? 9 a.m.
They left the most expensive item in the entire collection there, a 140 karat diamond from an emperor or something. Absolutely outrageous stuff. This is something that will be made into a movie. I need the documentary right now. I need it. My question now is, the thieves, obviously this is an operation, they're trying to make money. How are they going to make it? Who are they going to sell it to? If French officials think they're never going to get this back, who are they selling it to? And how much are they going to get? They said it's priceless. I mean, what's even the market for this? I want to know about the world that buys stolen goods like this. How does the Louvre get broken into? The National Treasure, Nicolas Cage, Oceans 11, 12, 13. This is the plot for Oceans 14.
This sounds impossible. I'm telling you, it sounds impossible, but it happened in real life, guys. Just 2 days back. Is it? Just 2 days back. Wow.
So there's a long-standing joke that you can get in pretty much anywhere by carrying a ladder. They don't stop anyone in broad daylight who's using a ladder. They seem to be working on something. And that proved true at the Louvre for the brand new jewelry heist who just got away with $7.6 million in jewels by pulling up to the Louvre on this ladder truck, a furniture moving ladder truck. Dare I say jewelry heists are back? I've seen a lot of people talking about it, but I haven't seen anyone show what they actually got away with. According to The Guardian, this is the balcony that they use to get access inside the Louvre on the back side of the building. This map shows the entire layout of the building, and this highlighted part right here is the section where the heist happened. Notice it is located all the way at the back of the Louvre, at the farthest point of the main entrance, and against the Seine. Pulling that boom truck up right here and accessing this balcony door, which led to the Apollo Gallery. As you can see here, this is where they entered. They walked all the way down the exhibit to this display right here, where they ended up making out with all of these jewels. Just one single piece that they made off with had nearly 2,000 diamonds on it. All of these things belonging to old queens or empresses, even Napoleon's third wife, and including the old Queen of France. Snatching that in France is next level. Though one of them did drop their crown, and the crown that they dropped had 1,300 diamonds on it and over 56 emeralds, according to the museum's website. And it was valued at over $60 million. And that was the one they dropped. According to the museum staff, it took a total of 7 minutes for these robbers to get in and get out of this building with all of this loot. They did eventually set off an alarm, which alarmed the entire populated museum because it was at peak time when this happened of visitation. And the robbers quickly disappeared out through the balcony they came in, down the ladder, tried to set the vehicle on fire, though someone stopped them, and disappeared on motorbikes. And they have yet to be seen again. So dare I say they tested the ultimate theory of can you get in anywhere with a ladder? This is insane, and jewelry heists are back. Who would have thought? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
This is crazy, guys. 7 minutes, man. I'm sure the way they planned this heist, I can't wait for the documentary or the movie or anything. Wanang. Will they even get them though? When they get them tell us how they did it. Because, okay, it's not funny, but it's funny. Okay, it looks like a movie though. It feels like a movie.
In 4 minutes, thieves stole 8 iconic pieces of jewelry from the Louvre. So here's how they did it and what they stole. They parked this basket lift outside of the Louvre, pretending to be construction workers. Once they got up, they smashed through the glass window and headed onto the jewelry floor. Here's the ladder relative to the Louvre. This is where it gets crazy. In just a few minutes, they stole a tiara, necklace, and earring set from Queen Marie Amélie, although they dropped an earring on the floor. This emerald earring and necklace from Empress Marie Louise, Princess Eugenie's tiara, and this iconic bow knot brooch that I really fell in love with when I visited the Louvre, and this diamond brooch. I'm pretty confident that they'll catch these thieves. I feel like they're not going to break the pieces down, which is what everyone says is going to happen. Because if they just wanted to steal gemstones, they should have just gone to like 47th Street or something. And whoever ends up owning these pieces from the thief literally cannot wear them outside of the house. So I have faith that they'll find them. At the end of the day, nobody got hurt.
Wow. Hey. I'm not supporting the thieves. I'm not supporting the... yes, I'm not supporting the thieves. But it's crazy to hear that these things that we watch, nowadays we watch them in movies, have actually happened in real time, in real life. Guys, comment down below. What do you think about this? Will they really catch these thieves? And it's like they really took their time to plan this heist.
Oh, is everybody here? Did we make it?
Guys, I think we did it.
Hold on. We actually did it in 7 minutes too.
That's
amazing. Let's go through our checklist.
Yeah.
Lucas?
Yep, I grabbed Napoleon's emerald necklace and earrings.
Oh man, Tyler.
You know I grabbed the Empress's brooch and tiara.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that just leaves Matt with the crown, right?
Pretty sure.
Wait, where's Matt?
In here. There he is. Fucking idiot.
Matt, dude. Bro, what a long face. We did it. We pulled it off.
Bro, I dropped it. I'm so sorry.
You what?
I don't know how it happened. I could have sworn it was in my bag.
I'm sorry, Matt. I could have sworn you just said that you dropped it.
Please don't be mad. Yo, guys, is everything okay?
What's going on? Guys, could you just give us a fucking second, please, Matt?
Yes.
Don't tell me as we were making our escape, you dropped Princess Eugenie's crown that had almost 1,400 diamonds in it? You're not telling me that, right?
I don't know what to say, guys. I'm so sorry. Dude! That crown was the reason we decided to do the heist in the first place.
Seriously? Guys, there might be a solution here. We just left. Maybe we can go back. Maybe no one's seeing yet.
Guys, check the news.
What do you mean?
It's not good. We have breaking news. Princess Eugenie's crown has been recovered outside the Louvre.
Are you serious?
Guys, I don't know what happened. It must have just slipped out. You dropped it?
You had one job, Matt.
But on the bright side, we didn't get caught, right?
One job.
Look, hear me out, guys. I know I fucked up, okay, but I'm sorry.
I get you now.
What is that supposed to mean? I don't...
Lucas, Tyler, hold him down.
Yup. Wait, Tyler, why are you holding a cucumber? Guys, we can talk about that!
Okay, this is funny. Guys are already making fun of it. People are not serious. People can't take anything serious, man. Oh, wow.
Breaking news from Paris. Thieves staging a heist at the Louvre Museum, targeting priceless jewelry displays. And ABC's Marcus Moore has more on that. Good morning again, Marcus.
Hey, Jill, good morning. These details are still coming in, but here's what we know right now. This was a bold and sophisticated robbery. It happened at the Louvre this morning as it was opening.
Excuse me? We have museum heists in 2025?
I know, right?
What is happening? I feel like we should have left all of this in September. This has got to be the craziest year in recorded history when it comes to having the most bizarre shit going on. But do not worry, people. I got just the man for the job. You call in this guy to solve this case, Inspector Jacques Clouseau. He'll have this shit wrapped up in the next 48 hours. Reports say that the thieves were highly experienced and snuck in the Louvre dressed as construction workers. They came in that bitch on some Mission Impossible type of timing. To all my French people out there, Americans already think less of you than we do our own country. If your authorities don't catch these people, I don't know what to tell you.
Wow. Okay, that's funny, but hey, praying for the French people. My prayers go out to the French people.
I realize I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And you can think that I'm deeply unserious, but as a storyteller, from a storytelling perspective, this robbery at the Louvre is giving me life. It is giving me life. Yes, granted, I've had a shit day and I wanted to focus on something outside of myself. And this is it. This is a doozy. This is a classic jewel heist. You feel me? Jewel heist. How often do we hear about jewel heists? Those never happen anymore. Very rarely, very rarely. And this is in a classic form. This is a true caper. You have the Louvre, which is like a goddamn fortress, but everybody's concerned with the Mona Lisa, the crowds at the Mona Lisa. It's a busy Sunday. It's a weekend. Lots of crowds. There's the pyramid, people waiting outside for the Mona Lisa. Meanwhile, the back of the building by the Seine, there is construction going on. And these motherfuckers drove up in a truck that's like a basket truck, you know, like a construction vehicle, dressed as construction workers with a ladder that is mechanical. So they just walked up the ladder to the second floor and they cut a hole in the window and they took that freight elevator right up to the gallery. They busted that glass. They took those jewels and they were out in 4 minutes. They recovered the damaged crown of Empress Eugenie outside not long after this. These guys escaped on motorbikes and left behind a damaged crown of Empress Eugenie with some stones missing. It has over 1,300 diamonds on it. Listen, this has everything you want in a good story. There's going to be a movie, mark my words. You have this very famous, the world famous Louvre Museum, right? In a place that is considered or likes to consider itself the center of culture, right? You have a contentious political environment. You have people who are very proud of their heritage, the French. And then you have this that happens that is a humiliation to the French. Somebody wanders into the Louvre and takes these crown jewels that are part of our history, so important to our culture. And so then there's a political fight that's going to happen because who allowed this? Who's in charge? Who allowed this to happen while the government is in shambles, right? Then there's the staffing issue. There's not enough security. There's not enough staff. There aren't enough people to watch the cameras. This place is a fortress, but if you have no one watching the walls, what good is it? So then there's a whole financial aspect to it. There's a power to the people moment in terms of the staff and how overworked they are, how underappreciated they are, right? Then you have these motherfuckers who know the layout. So there's some inside job happening here. There is somebody who had something go on in terms of their employment. They knew what window to cut. They knew where the freight elevator was. They knew exactly where to go in the gallery to get the jewels that they wanted. And they wanted the crown from Empress Eugenie, who solidifies this idea of empire. These jewels are blood-soaked. Empress Eugenie, listen, if she was around today and she saw that these things had been stolen, I don't think she'd even care about it. She had so many jewels. She had so many jewels, right? And she lived in a time where she went through many different wars and government uprisings and difficulties, right? Cholera outbreaks. She set the fashion of the time. Even as all of this was going on, she was the one with the jewels and the fashion. And then when things fell apart for her, she had to escape. Granted, she was escaping on a yacht, but yet she had to escape. I think if she knew these jewels were taken, she'd probably think, well, there's more where that came from. It wouldn't even bother her. But don't you think it's significant that they took that crown and then they discarded it, damaged outside the museum? Don't you think that's a fuck you to empire? That's how I see it. That's the story I would write. They took some of the diamonds, the 1,300 diamonds from this crown, some of the major jewels. They're never going to fence this thing. And they're never going to sell those jewels, not the significant ones, off that crown because they're so distinctive. And the craftsmanship of the gold, it's so distinctive. They'd never do anything but melt it down. Then it's worth what? Nothing. But they damaged it and then left it as they escaped on motorbikes. I think that's a fuck you to empire. That's how I'm reading it. There are so many aspects of this story that make it utterly thrilling, that have nothing to do with the jewel heist. But it's a jewel heist in the classic form. And I cannot wait to see who writes this movie. And I cannot wait to figure out who did this, because you know they already know. You know they already know. How many people knew that window, that freight elevator, that gallery, in and out in 4 minutes, construction outfits, construction going on? They left the truck behind. They're not worried about DNA testing. They're not worried about ownership records or rental records. They're on camera escaping on motorbikes. They know who the fuck did this. I can't wait. I can't wait for the movie.
I also can't wait for the movie.
There was a massive heist today at the Louvre in Paris, like something right out of a movie. They disguised themselves as museum staff and entered when the museum was open in broad daylight and stole priceless crown jewels dating back to the Napoleon era. They had power tools, a crane lift. There was only 4 of them and they made it in and out in just 7 minutes. This happened around 9:30 this morning, and the group apparently targeted a wing of the Loop where construction work was ongoing. I mean, one of them was even caught on video acting as a construction worker wearing a vest and breaking into a glass cabinet and raiding jewelry that once belonged to Napoleon and his family. They then used a freight elevator resembling a ladder, propped it up against the wall, climbed up to the upper level, and then used an angle grinder to pierce through the museum's external window before climbing directly into the exhibition room. They then broke the display cases and stole 9 of the museum's most priceless treasures, including a crown worth 100 million euros, before fleeing on motorized scooters. Authorities are currently investigating and trying to find the people that did this. But let me know what you guys think. And as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
We need those updates. What do you guys think? Comment down below.
We now have a list of everything that was stolen yesterday during the 4-minute heist at the most trafficked museum in the world, guys, the Louvre in Paris, France. The thieves targeted the Apollo Gallery at the Louvre, which contained a broad collection of historic French crown jewels. First up, we have Empress Eugenie's beautiful tiara. It was considered one of the Louvre's most valuable pieces, containing more than 1,300 diamonds. Luckily, this was the one item recovered. Although broken, it was dropped by the thieves as they made their escape. Now, I'm sure Empress Eugenie is rolling in her grave because in addition to her tiara, Empress Eugenie's decorative bow was also taken. This bow includes almost 2,500 diamonds and almost 200 rose-cut diamonds. Additionally, this beautiful brooch, also belonging to Empress Eugenie, was also taken. Next up, we have this sapphire tiara, necklace, and earring set. However, only one of the earrings was taken during the robbery. Also stolen was parts of Napoleon's emerald wedding gift set. This was given by Napoleon to his second wife, Marie Louise, for their marriage in 1810. The necklace has 32 emeralds as well as over 1,100 diamonds. The emerald and diamond earrings were stolen as well. That concludes everything that was stolen. Do you guys think they're gonna get caught? Do you think the Louvre is gonna get the artifacts back? I think that everything's probably already chopped up and on its way to a new home.
I think they might get them, but getting those things back the way they are, I doubt. Really doubt. But if they don't get them,
When they say they got away on a scooter, is it just one scooter? Is it multiple scooters? Were they all on their own scooter? Were 2 of them on one scooter, one of them was on another scooter? Were they electric scooters? Were they the stand-up, electric scooters that you see, the finance bros going around London in? Or were they Vespers? Were they like a Vespa? Was it a romantic Vespa? Were they wearing helmets? Were they not wearing helmets? I have so many questions specifically about the scooter element of this. Because when I first heard the first thing they said was they escaped on a scooter. A scooter. But there's 3 of them with their swag bag. Is that how the crown got dropped? Because of the scooter chaos, I need to know what kind of scooter. I need to know what kind of scooter we're talking about here. I need to know if it was... Imagine if they were on an electric scooter, right? And the battery died. Imagine. I'm seeing it as like a romantic Vespa type thing. But again, were they wearing helmets? Do the French wear helmets when they're on their scooter? I have specific scooter questions I need answers to.
this one is concerned about the scooters. Wow.
Anytime a heist happens, I'm always impressed and intrigued because, they were able to really break into a very secure location, get in, steal the stuff they want, and do today at the Louvre. They really was able to get away with all that jewelry because it's it reminds me people really do be doing heists still, especially jewelry heists. I know it's probably more common in Europe, but in America, the closest you're gonna get is robbing a Brinks truck, maybe. Jewelry, thieves is not very common over here unless they break in a jewelry store, and I feel that's not the same type of energy. And then B, It's like, oh wow, y'all really have to be talented and skilled to really break in. I be thinking like the movies, how they be showing them like breaking in, the plan they be coming up with. So see, I'm gonna need a breakdown and a visual, exactly how they got away with it too. I'm gonna need it.
I think we can collectively agree that this is iconic. Like, this is cool. Like, I know robbery and thievery is bad, but come on. Like, can you really steal something that's already stolen, you know? And I don't know, I think, like, the fact that it was at the Louvre in France, like, a place that you'd think would never get stolen from. Like, how is that even possible? And they did it dressed as workers in high-vis jackets. They did it in 7 minutes and got away on scooters. That's laughable. Like, I want to imagine, like, they're fully in the movies, like, they've in a dark basement, they've rolled with a blueprint and they're like circling things and they've all got earpieces and they're like, okay, right, I'm stationed outside the Louvre. I'm ready to go in, you know? Oh, like, I love it so much. And like the fact that they dropped that huge crown, like while they're trying to escape, like that would have been a pivotal point in the movie and all the viewers would be like, oh my God, are they gonna go back for it? Like, that's crazy. And then there'll be like the after scene where like the heist is over and whoever dropped it, they're like, Jimmy, you shouldn't have done that, and they shoot Jimmy and Jimmy's dead. Like, I don't know, I just think this whole entire thing's a movie. And yeah, I'm living for it. I think it's cool. I don't really care about Jules. No one got hurt, so like, is it really a big deal? Not really. I just think this is like news that I'm like sick, like kind of sick, kind of cool. But no, I don't condone thievery or robbery. But this is kind of cool.
I think the reason why people are not taking it serious is because it looks like a movie, for real. The way these guys planned the whole thing, it looks like a movie.
Have you seen the chaos that shook Paris that night? The Louvre, the most heavily guarded museum in the world, every inch under constant watch. Yet no one expected the real heist to happen on the city's edge. At first, no one noticed. Tourists and guards thought the man in a vest, holding tools, was just maintenance staff. Calm expression, steady steps. He simply walked into a restricted zone, right in front of everyone. Then everything went as planned. A few men climbed the elevator. They used grinders to shatter the glass cases. 7 minutes, and the royal jewels were gone. Empress Eugenie's crown, several tiaras, a legendary brooch, each piece over 150 years old, symbols of imperial glory and wealth. The most unsettling part, no alarm, no guards, even the cameras went blind. It was as if the museum had been muted on purpose. Moments later, motorcycles roared away, disappearing into the Paris night. The culture minister was furious. The Louvre shut down. Police searched all night. At the entrance, they found one broken crown, tossed aside as if dropped in panic. The rest vanished, as if they never existed. And now the world is asking if even the Louvre, with billions in security, can be breached. Then where on this planet is truly safe?
Guys, this is crazy. This is really, 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 really crazy. Let me tell you, these guys planned their thing really, really well. I'm not in support with people stealing and all that, but it looks like a movie. That's why I'm like shocked and like I'm like this as if I'm watching a movie. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Where were the security guards? People are going to lose their jobs. People, oh my goodness. I'm sure there's a lot of chaos right now. And even if they get those guys, I feel like they might become like, what? Legends of sort. Because, man, how do you do that? And you go away on scooters. You come in as construction workers, then you go away on scooters. How? Who does that? How are they not got? Guys, comment down below. What do you think about this heist? And yeah, let's have a conversation in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching till the end. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. Yeah, man. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.